Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we have a much more speculative video, but we are going to be referencing some clips and tweets and just some overall rumors and rumblings that have been going around the community for some time. Today we're going to be talking about the LCS, we're going to be talking about evil geniuses, and most specifically we are going to be talking about Danny. Obviously, there has been a ton of questions, a ton of rumors and speculation surrounding his whole situation. Even before it was announced that he was not going to be playing in Chicago for like the LCS Finals weekend, not the finals, but like the losers bracket finals and the grand finals, they made it or whatever. But even before that, when EG qualified for Worlds during that series, during that kind of week or weekend or whatever, a lot of people were saying, man, Danny doesn't look so great. There's some weird things going on. We can't totally understand, this doesn't seem normal for him, but people were worried, people were concerned, people were hoping he was okay, and some people were honestly kind of assuming the worst as well, that something might be going on with him and that things might not overall be that good. And then obviously we get the fact that he didn't play at the end of the LCS playoffs. We get the fact that he's not going to be playing at Worlds this year. And then people are wondering, like, hey, what the heck is going on? Is Danny okay? When's he going to be back? And ultimately, if he's going to be back. There's definitely been more and more, like I said, rumblings going on about whether or not we will see Danny in 2023 on EG, on another LCS team, or whether we will see him at all. So one of the clips I wanted to reference today was from FaceCheck. This is LS, Dgon, and I Will Dominate talking. This was actually from September 9th, so this is old. This is like 2.5, going on 3 weeks old at this point. Them kind of giving their initial reactions, and obviously stuff could have changed since they gave their initial reactions or since they heard initial rumors or info or whatever. But this is at least some of the things they were talking about at that time. I don't watch FaceCheck, so I hadn't seen this, but some people have brought this up to me recently and talked about it a little bit. So I want to see what these guys had to say, because they're obviously all well-connected individuals in the scene. They talk to people, they hear stuff. It's sometimes accurate, sometimes it's not, but it at least gives us a good idea of what's going on or being said when you peel back the curtain of the LCS and just global esports or League of Legends esports in general.
Because obviously, like, something's not right. Then he made the tweet, and then after the tweet, it was a day later, right, that EG announced. He made that one tweet that's like, what is it? When the time comes, you'll see.
When the time comes, and everyone, it was so weird because the response to that was like, "Oh, yay, Danny!" And like for me, I was like, "What does that mean when the time comes? Like, what the time comes for what?"
Immediately, immediately it was retirement. Immediately, I was like, "This is retirement,"
but I mean,
or something.
Yeah, I mean, I heard rumors that he might retire, but like, is he really gonna retire at 18 after having
1 year?
Yeah, like
right?
He's played 3 splits and he's had more success than like most AD carries have had in like 5 years, 10 years.
So here is the tweet that they are, I guess, talking about at that time from September 4th. When the time comes, well, you'll see. Heart, thankful for EG and my teammates. And again, this does seem a little bit eerie. This does seem a little bit weird. This does seem a little bit off. When the time comes, well, you'll see. For what? Did it mean, when the time comes, we're going to rise up? When the time comes, we're going to step up and show who you are? When the time comes, we're going to play our best and qualify for Worlds? When the time comes, the time coming, that sounds not great. That sounds... it can have a positive spin, it can have a positive connotation, but it can be taken very, very negatively as well, which it seems like that's where most of the FaceCheck guys' heads went first as well with, hey, when the time comes, the time comes, it's my time, I gotta go type deal of, hey, things aren't going well, and talking about a possible retirement. And then also Dominate just throwing out the fact that he has heard rumors at the time that Danny could possibly be retiring. Now, obviously, like I said, it's like 2 or 3 weeks ago. 2 or 3 weeks later, we still haven't heard that Danny is retiring, but I don't think they would drop that necessarily during the season. I'm sure they're going to give him the offseason to think about it, to think things over, to see how things are going, but at least putting that out there, that retirement could be possible. Maybe it's not being discussed anymore. Maybe Danny's doing a little bit better now. Maybe he feels like he will be able to bounce back for 2023, but at least at some point, it seems like the idea of retirement was floated out there. Now, how strongly was it? Was it like, oh, I am retiring, or I'm going to take a break, I might retire? Like, I don't know about all this. I don't know, but it does seem like that was at least out there. We can also go to this more recent clip from LS. This is just a couple of days ago. This is actually when EG announced that Danny will not be playing at Worlds and that Cowrie is going to be the starting AD carry for them at Worlds. Nicole LaPointe Jameson, EG's like CEO, she tweeted out, as we continue to support Danny, we are excited to welcome Cowrie back to the stage as he joins the team at Worlds. Hashtag EG win. And here's what LS had to say about that.
And with Cowrie now going to Worlds, even though it's in North America, which should probably be an easier event. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's speculation. This might actually mean that Danny is indeed retiring. It might actually just be... It might actually just be that Danny is done. Now, for a lot of people that don't know, I mean, I feel really bad as well. Danny's career is very short. He's extremely young. He's extremely young. He's 18. He's turning 19. Okay? He is so extremely young. Look at his history. He was on Zenith Esports August 2020 for 4 months. Then he got on EG Prodigies for 5 months and then jumped right into the LCS. He probably did not even know what he was getting into with like esports and stuff.
And that's the thing. When players do come up very, very fast through the scene, you know, they didn't necessarily have the opportunities to grow and deal with the pressures and stresses. And not only is Danny ending up in the LCS very fast, he's finding himself at MSI, he's finding himself at Worlds, he's finding himself in high-pressure playoff matches, on a pretty consistent basis. And also he's getting the most harsh schedule you can get right off the bat of going from Spring Split to MSI to Summer Split to Worlds, pretty much back to back to back to back. And there's a lot of even long-time pros or existing pros that sometimes deal with that schedule in a very, very negative way, let alone a young person who maybe has not had as much time to prepare or even understand what this kind of schedule or lifestyle is going to be like. But also this lifestyle and this kind of pressure and stress of being a pro and being a public-facing figure and all these things, it's definitely not for everyone. There are some people who are just not cut out for it. And I know I talk about this a lot, but in traditional sports, people find out that it's not for them, I think, at a much younger age because even high school, college, coming up, you're always in the public. You're always in the spotlight. You're in these high pressure, high moment situations all the time. But as an esports athlete, you are playing from your bedroom, you're playing in solo queue, you are playing, maybe academy or amateur or whatever, a lot of times still from your bedroom or maybe from a facility. And yeah, you have like playoffs and you have matches that start to matter and stuff, but the schedule's not as crazy. The, days aren't as crazy. The matches aren't as pressure jam-packed filled. A lot of times you don't even have hardly any people watching. You don't really hear feedback from people. Like, this is Danny going from 0 to 100 very, very fast. LS does throw out the idea again in this clip that, man, does this mean Danny's retiring? Could this be Danny retiring? Again, we're not that far yet. We're not saying that Danny is retiring for sure. That's what's going to happen or that's what we're hearing is happening or anything like that. But again, that idea is being floated out there. And again, that would be an absolute shame. It would definitely suck. But I think it is something we have to at least consider at this point, that reality or world where Danny is not around in 2023. And like I said, that'd be very, very disappointing because a lot of people are saying he is the best AD carry prospect in North America, or I guess not in North America. Berserker is very, very good as well, but the best North American AD carry prospect really since Doublelift. And some people were like, man, will this guy be able to eclipse Doublelift someday or something like that, especially since he's starting off so high at such a young age. But also the fact that he's having problems at such a young age, I don't think are the greatest sign as well, because when you're young, that's when you're supposed to, be able to grind a little harder, have more energy, be able to handle maybe the grinds of a long season and lots of travel and all that stuff. But also it's his first time going through it, so maybe he'll be able to bounce back, or maybe, the things he's dealing with internally or in his mind or whatever are so great that he won't be able to overcome them, or maybe he just doesn't want to. Maybe he would rather do something else. Maybe he would be happier doing something else as well, because I'm sure he's going to have plenty of opportunities ahead of him in his future, no matter what he chooses to do, whether in the esports world or outside of it as well. And obviously, at the end of the day, the most important thing is Danny's health and that he's going to be okay and that he's going to be happy going forward into the future. It is still very, very possible that we see him back for 2023, but man, if we don't see Danny back, then things start to get really, really crazy. I know EG is very, very high on Cowrie. I know they're very, very excited for him. I know they were in a pickle of like, damn, what the heck do we do, since we have Danny, who's amazing, we have Cowrie, who we think is amazing as well, and obviously he would be able to slot into this team, but how does that shake up for the rest of the team? You know, is EG going to be as good with Cowrie? Yes, Cowrie might be an amazing player in and of itself, but obviously EG's playstyle was factored a lot around Danny in that late game carrying, where everyone says, hey, Cowrie's not as good in the late game as Danny. He's a lot better in the early game, but EG would have to change up their playstyle. Maybe they'd even have to change up their roster. Maybe they'd want to go with a different AD carry or different roster entirely in 2023 if Danny is not a possibility or an option. There's also maybe the possibility that Danny takes a little break. He takes a split off. He takes a year off, then decides he wants to come back. You know, who knows how that could change things. But again, this year was a year of NA talent and EG and Danny and all these amazing things, and it would definitely suck to lose such a talented NA player just after 1.5 splits in the LCS and at such a young age. But there is more and more people talking about the fact that they've heard it's possible and that heard it may be coming, and LS even as of a couple days ago says, man, this might just be Danny retiring after all. Again, I'm not saying it's happening, but I'm saying we have to consider it, and I'm saying that people around the scene are maybe thinking it could be an option as well. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about anything we talked about in this video today. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.